The day is finally here. Today I'm spilling all my secrets about how I keep our home calm with 6 people living here, 3 younger kids, a teenager, 2 working adults, 2 floors, and 1 tiny bathroom. And no, the secret is not that I spend all day cleaning. So people assume that since my house looks calm, everyone in here must be naturally tidy. Or that I spend much more time cleaning than other moms. But that's not the case. We are a family of 6. We have 2 floors that are constantly in use and a tiny bathroom. So our house is not calm because nobody makes a mess. It's calm because we've created a home that can handle a real family without every mess turning into complete chaos. And if you're looking around your house right now thinking this would never work for my family, stay until the end, because I'm going to share with you the simple rule I use that helps me decide where to start when several areas need attention and I don't have the energy to deal with all of them. If you want realistic ways to create a calmer home without spending your entire life cleaning, subscribe to the Calm Living Project, because that's what we're working towards here. Before we go any further, I want to clarify what I mean when I say that our home is calm. I don't mean that it's always silent. It definitely isn't. I don't mean that every room is perfectly tidy all day. It definitely isn't that either. And I don't mean that 6 people move through our home without leaving shoes in the wrong place, glasses on the table, laundry in the wrong place, school papers on the counter. A calm home is not a home in which nothing ever gets messy. For me, a calm home is a home where the mess doesn't feel bigger than I am. Let me tell you what I mean. It's a home that can become untidy during normal family life without making me feel as if everything is falling apart. It's a home that feels manageable. There may be toys on the floor, dishes in the kitchen, and a pile of laundry waiting for me. But underneath that temporary mess, there are systems. There are less excess. Most things have a place to go. And I know it won't completely exhaust me to get everything back in its place. This did not happen overnight. That is very different from how my house used to feel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Misty. For 3 years, I was the only adult in my house while co-parenting my 3 kids. During that time, I went from constantly feeling overwhelmed and exhausted by my house to gradually creating a home that actually felt calm. Now we are a blended family of 6, and although more people naturally create more noise, more laundry, more dishes and belongings, the habits and systems I learned during those years still work. As I said, I was not always one to have a calm home. There was a time when my house looked way messier when I had 2 children than it does now with 3 children and a teenager. I genuinely believe that I just wasn't a tidy person. I believe that other people must have more energy than I do, more discipline or more time, or some mysterious ability to just stay on top of everything that I just didn't have. Whenever I tried to improve the house, I just waited around for a burst of energy to fix the entire house. I would clean for hours. I would reorganize entire rooms. I would buy new storage. And for a little while, it looked better. But because I hadn't changed what the house was asking from me every day, the overwhelm always returned. The biggest change wasn't that I finally became disciplined enough to keep up. The biggest change was that I stopped trying to be the kind of person who could manage an overwhelming home. And I started making the home itself less overwhelming. I don't want to create a false image of how our home is. 6 people create a lot of laundry, food disappears quickly, the dishwasher fills up constantly, shoes multiply by the door, the bathroom gets used 100 times a day. And because it's tiny, a few things left out makes it look cluttered right away. There are definitely busy mornings when everything is just left out because we have to get going. There are definitely evenings when everyone is just tired and leaves stuff out. There are days when we reset the kitchen after dinner, and there are days when the dishes wait until the morning. Sometimes several rooms need attention at the same time. The difference now is that I don't take every sign of family life as a sign that I'm failing. A used home will look used. Children will take stuff out. People will need clean clothes and food. Someone will place things on a surface and forget about it. None of those mean that your calm home has disappeared. That mind shift matters because if we interpret normal mess as a failure, we make everything more emotionally heavy. Now we're not just only picking stuff up from the living room floor, we're picking it up while feeling guilty, behind, and frustrated with ourselves. The physical task may only take 10 minutes, but if we add this kind of weight to it, it makes the task feel enormous. I think one of the most helpful things we can accept is that a calm home is not a finished state. It moves in and out of calm throughout the day, each day. That's normal. The kitchen may feel calm during the morning, busy during the day, and then calm again in the evening. The living room may be calm before the kids come home, and an hour later, it's full of life. A bedroom may need attention for several days before we have the capacity to reset it. That does not erase our progress. I used to, for some reason, believe that when I cleaned something, it should stay clean. And when it didn't, because of course it doesn't, the work felt pointless. But maintaining a home is a cycle. We use a home, it gets messy, and then we help it recover. The goal isn't to prevent the home from ever getting messy. The goal is to make recovery easier. One of the most important reasons that recovering our home is easy is because we own way less than we used to. This does not mean we own almost nothing. It means that I became much more aware of the connection between the number of things in our home and the amount of work required to manage it. Every object needs something from us. It needs space, it needs time, it needs cleaning, sorting, organizing, putting away. And when 6 people share a home, things add up quickly. Owning less does not stop everyone from making a mess, but it does limit how large the messes get. And it makes the reset so much faster. A child can still empty a basket of toys on the floor, but when the basket contains a manageable number of toys, putting it away doesn't become an enormous task. Clothes still need to be washed, but when the drawers aren't overflowing, putting them away doesn't feel impossible. Kitchen counters still collect things, but when the cupboards have breathing room, the chance of them being put away quickly is way bigger. I didn't learn how to manage more. I needed less to manage. Another truth about keeping a calm home is that the systems need to work even when people aren't using them perfectly. I don't want the entire calmness of our home to depend on 6 people remembering a complicated organizing system every day. The easier it is to put something away, the more likely it is to happen. That's just the way we work. That means frequently used items need convenient homes, maybe a basket or a drawer that isn't stuffed already. Laundry needs to be easy to collect. I actually moved the laundry from the basement to our main floor, and now it only takes me a few seconds to switch the laundry or put the new load on. So this was a huge one for me. Everyday products should be close to where they're actually being used. For example, my daughter, she wants to brush her hair, the last thing she does before leaving the house. That's just how she is. Therefore, she has a brush in a drawer close to her shoes. And that works for her. And storing should be simple enough that you don't need to move 5 things before putting something away. If a system fails, I try not to immediately blame the people using it. Sometimes it's that the system just asks too much. Maybe the basket or the drawer is in the wrong room. Maybe the category is too specific. Maybe the cupboard is too full and it's just a hassle to get stuff in there. Maybe we're trying to store something where we think it should live instead of where we actually use it. A calm home isn't created by trying to force your family to behave perfectly. It's created by noticing what creates friction and making that easier. For example, instead of nagging my kids to put their sweaters in the laundry basket in the other side of the house, I put a laundry basket close to where they actually leave their sweaters. And they actually put them in there. I don't give every room in our house the same attention every day. Some spaces affect how the entire house feels more than others. For me, the kitchen, the entryway, and the living room have the most impact because those are the spaces we use and see constantly. If those spaces are reasonably calm, our entire house feels calmer. Even if a bedroom needs attention or there is laundry waiting. This is why I often talk about calm zones. A calm zone is a small contained area you protect or regularly reset because it immediately gives you relief. It could be the kitchen counter. It could be the bathroom floor, the dining table, the coffee table, or your bedside table, or the corner in your living room where you have your cozy chair. You do not need to rescue your entire house before you're allowed to feel calm. Sometimes clearing one space gives your brain enough calm and breathing room to decide what comes next. And on a low energy day, that may be enough. In a family of 6, we can't allow each category to expand endlessly. There will always be another clothing item, a toy, a school paper, or another item someone wants to bring inside the house. That doesn't mean we never buy anything or that the kids can't keep the things they love. It means our physical space creates natural boundaries. A drawer can hold a certain amount. A basket can hold a certain amount. A shelf can hold a certain amount. And when a category no longer fits, the solution isn't necessarily to buy more storage. Sometimes we need to decide what is still useful, what is still loved, and what simply has remained because nobody has made a decision about it yet. Containers are really helpful, but they work best when they create limits, not when they allow us to avoid those decisions indefinitely. There are days when I have the energy to do a complete reset, and there are days I don't. On those days, I use smaller actions. I may unload one section of the dishwasher instead of waiting for the energy to unload the whole thing. I may fold the towels first because they are big and easy. I may wipe the sink in the bathroom without cleaning the entire bathroom. I may clear the most visible surfaces and leave the rest. I may use a relocate basket and collect things that are out of place and then leave the basket without putting everything away. And these small actions matter because they reduce friction for the version of me who comes next. Tomorrow's task is a little smaller because I did something today. We often tend to dismiss small actions because it doesn't create a dramatic before and after result. But a calm home is made through small repeated actions that stop the house from becoming unmanageable. You don't have to finish the whole task for your effort to count. A home can be perfectly tidy and still not feel calm. If keeping a tidy house requires constant tension or arguments, the house can look calm and peaceful without feeling peaceful. I do care about the atmosphere of the home too. I don't want everyone to feel like they are disturbing a display if they use something. Of course, everyone should contribute in age-appropriate ways. A shared home creates responsibilities, but the goal isn't to remove every trace of the people who live there. The goal is to create space for the people who live there without allowing the home to completely overwhelm us. Sometimes calm looks like a beautifully reset living room, and sometimes calm looks like everyone sitting in the living room together. It still needs tidying, but nobody's panicking about it. So, what do I do when several areas need attention at the same time? And I don't have the energy to deal with all of it. I ask, what small action would give me the most relief right now? Not what should a good mom do first, which room looks the worst, or how can I finish everything? I ask which small action would give me the most relief. Sometimes the answer is clearing the kitchen counters because the visual clutter is making me overstimulated. Sometimes it's starting a load of laundry because someone needs clean clothes the next morning. Sometimes it's doing dishes because we need something for dinner. Sometimes it's putting stuff from the living room into a relocate basket so we can sit down and feel like we can rest. And sometimes the thing that will give me the most relief is just going to bed. This rule helps me to work with my capacity instead of using the house as another reason to be hard on myself. Relief creates momentum much more than guilt does. The truth about keeping a calm home as a family of 6 people is that we don't keep it perfectly calm and tidy all the time. I don't prevent every mess. I don't stay on top of every task all the time. And I certainly don't spend all day cleaning. I have simply learned how to make our home easier to recover. We own less. We use simple systems. We protect the spaces that give us the most relief. We break overwhelming tasks into smaller actions. And we allow the house to look like 6 people actually live here. Calm is not found through controlling every moment. It comes from trusting that the temporary mess does not become permanent chaos. Your home doesn't need to be perfect to support you. It just needs to ask a little less of you. If your home feels overwhelming right now and you want somewhere gentle and practical to begin with, my free 15-minute reset guide is linked below. It will help you create a little visible relief without trying to tackle your entire home at once. And if you're 100% ready to start creating the calm home you have always dreamed about, my calm home formula is also linked in the description below. It teaches my entire calm living system for gradually reducing overwhelm and chaos to creating a calm home that works with your real life and your real energy. I would love to know what is the area of your house affects your sense of calm the most. Tell me in the comments and maybe I'll talk about it in an upcoming video. If you want more calm home motivation, subscribe to this channel and watch the next video on the screen. I'll see you there.